Morning, Steve. Hope you are well. I thought it'd be useful if I do a full breakdown of your Google Ads account, see where we're at the moment, where we're heading, and any suggestions that I need to make to move forward and make sure you get the best results. So, looking at your results at the moment, I've got this set to the last 30 days. So there's 30 days. So we've had 240 conversions at a cost of £7.39 on average. If we look at the whole time that you've been advertising, I think it was only just before that date, which was the 8th of August. So we take it back to, say, the beginning of August. I think it was around about the 8th, through to today, and click apply. Then, as you can see, we've had 320 conversions for a cost of £7 each. Which is a good result. It's a great result. If we have a look, I'm just going to click across now to my account, so you can see this is the Sterling Homes, which is my estate agent. That's what we've achieved this month. If I go back to our first full month in, which was back in April. So bearing in mind we're up to 130 odd valuations for just over £2 each, my first month in on my single account was 29 conversions or 29 instant valuations at a cost of £8.21. So the cost is very similar to yours, although you've got a much higher instant valuation, but that's something to do with your budget. But as you can see, the cost was very, very similar to yours. And in fact, yours is slightly lower at £7. So from back in April, and if we just click it back now, easier to do it this way, just click it back now to the last 30 days so that we can see my account now is performing at 128, £2.34. So that's to do with algorithms and to do with the data that we're now bringing into your advert, means that the advert's now going to get better and better. I have made several changes over the last 24 hours, as you can see from one of the emails that you've had. We've had a look at stuff like the keywords, and we've had a look at which keywords are bringing you the most valuations. That'll be house valuation there, pretty obvious. Sometimes it's different in different areas, but for the whole of your area, it's house valuations, and you've had 115 valuations at £6.81 each. So all your valuations are coming in at £6 or £7 at the moment, where originally they were coming in at £15. In fact, that's probably a good exercise to carry out quickly. If we go back to overview, so 320 valuations for £7. But if we look at your first month, so that's from the 8th, so the 8th of August. In fact, you haven't been on for that long anyway. We've only been on sort of 6 weeks or so. So we haven't really had enough time to gather enough data. But let's just see for your first month in. I think the figures will probably look similar. Yeah, so for your first month in, 136 valuations at £6.71. So you come in at £6 or £7 mark, where I was coming in at the £8 mark. And then my figures went up, my instant valuations went up fivefold. So you can expect that to get to 400-500, hopefully. This all depends on the area, the competition in the area, the algorithms, etc. I'll go back to, let me go back to all time. You can see that when we first started, obviously we built the advert and then the figures started kicking in. Now, on these figures, you can see that originally we had our first few valuations in. So 2 valuations in on Wednesday the 10th, 2 instant valuation leads for £10.99. We then dropped down a bit, 5 valuations at £5 each. And again, you can see days where you've had 10 valuations. But then if you look more recently, we're getting real good spikes in valuations now, where we get 14 in a day for £4.82. Here's where we get 16 in a day for just over £5. And again, spiked here for 16 in a day for £6.56. Obviously, this has dropped right off here because that's today's figures. So we've already had 2 valuations today at £3.62. So look, I'm not going to waffle on too much. There's a couple of plans here. So number one, we keep going exactly as we are for the next, I would say, month or so, because I know those figures will keep improving with what we're doing in the background. And then if we might want to talk about splitting you can see here ad groups. So what we do is we create a load of ads within an ad group, or we could split this off into its own account and have a advert for each and every office where we, instead of covering the area as a whole, we've got one for each office. Now, there's several different ways of doing that with regards to locations and where the adverts are landing. But at the moment, we're spending £60 a day. So that would mean the minimum you can spend really is £10 a day. So spending £10 a day, if I think you've got 9 offices altogether, that'd be £90 a day. We're at the moment spending £30 a day. So we would look at an increase of around £900 a month, which you were paying a lot more before. So yeah, that's something we definitely need to talk about. But my preference would be to let these figures run for another month or so, or even 2 months, because we know from what I've shown you, we've known how quickly the figures can improve. The other thing we need a quick look at is the results you were getting before. So Steve, here are the results you were getting before. So you were, this is the whole time that you had their account with them, so I'm not sure how long that was. That's going back to 2019. So you spent nearly 100,000 with them, and your cost per conversion was £28.25. So you had 3,500 conversions in that time, but you were paying £28 per conversion. When we look at what we're doing now, so we go back to yours, we're paying about £7 per conversion, and that's in your first 6 weeks. So when we get past your first 6 weeks, second month, third month, fourth month, that cost should drop below £5, and you're still getting exactly the same information, an instant valuation lead. So if I go back to this, so if we go back to just before you were using me and see what those figures look like. So if we go to custom and we go, say, we want that to be 2022, and we go to July, 1st to July, to the end of July, which will be the 31st. Okay, click go. So there you go. In the first full month, and these are guys that had your account for years. They spent £3,180 of your money. I have spent so if we look at cost here, total cost, there you go. And we look for the same time, so just 1 month's worth. So we go from when you started, which was the 8th. Through to the 8th, a full month, click apply. So £1,360, 205 conversions at a cost of £6.62 each. And if you look at your previous company, you had 84 conversions for £37 each. 84 conversions, £37 each, £3,180 spent, £1,360 spent for 205 conversions at £6.62. I know that we're heading in the right direction. So all is good. So what I'll do, Steve, is I'll touch base with you. We'll see if we want to start splitting these adverts off. I would give it a month before we do to let these this data really build up well. and but it's all good news, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, Steve.